Good morning, everyone. I noticed that the readings and the gospel today are very short. And I know you expect me to give a short homily also today. Our response to the psalm today is really touched for me. Loving and forgiving are you, O Lord, slow to anger and rich in kindness. It is beautiful, isn't it? And also, for 3 Sundays now, we have Jesus giving us parable to help us get a better understanding of the kingdom of God. Our first reading today has a lovely line that all of us in this age can and should take to heart. Those who are just must be kind. There are wonderful questions for people who live in a free society like ours. The more power we have to choose, the more we just need to be. And the more just we seek to be, the more we need to exercise mercy. This makes the mercy of God a marvel and good ground for our hope. My dear sisters and brothers, let us learn this from our God today and apply it to all our relationships. Those who are just must be kind. Paul teaches us today that such is God's love and care for us, that His Spirit intercedes for us with an inexpressible groanings. What a powerful image of God's love and care for us. That the Spirit does not just hover over us, gently urging us to goodness, but is so moved that He groans in His desire to help and nurture us. Then in our gospel today, we have Jesus giving us parable after parable so that we can come to a better understanding of how to behave in the kingdom of God on earth. The parable of the good seed being invaded with some weeds. The servants are zealous to pull up the weed immediately, but the Lord counsels patience. The Lord advises us to leave the judgment and the punishment in His hands. So the gospel story today gives us an insight into the life of God, whose power is best displayed in leniency and endless patience. His mercy is more urgent than His judgment, and His nature is best revealed in His tolerance towards the wayward in our midst. God cares for everybody, but especially for those whose lives are shocked by sin. The emphasis in this gospel is on exercising patience and showing us about tolerance until God makes His great gathering on Judgment Day. In the meantime, as members of the church, we all share the task of revealing the patience of God by forgiving the faults of others. Many of us will find this challenging, as we may be harsh or judgmental by nature. It is also easy to categorize people and pin the label sinners on them, forgetting how appearances are also often deceptive. This does not mean cultivating an attitude of indifference towards evil. While we must abhor or hate sin, we must never stop loving the sinner. Judging others before God does is a very foolish and risky business. We are weak in many things and have enough to contend with in the swampy patches of our own lives where wild weeds are growing. God has lost ground there, and we have no one else to blame but ourselves for sowing these weeds. My dear sisters and brothers, the parable is showing us how the grace of God is always at work in our lives. And they also assure us that all of us are work in progress, and that we should have the greatest confidence in our redeeming Lord. The good news is that it is never too late for a sinner to turn back to God and be accepted. Wheat can never become wheat. But by the power of God, a sinner can become a saint. Let us all today be thankful that on the last day we shall be judged by God, not by one another. In our Eucharist today, let us envision the body and blood of Christ as our growth and our judgment. Amen.